Hi, I'm Don Farr, the director of the Dedman School of Hospitality, and it is my pleasure to have Jay Johnson, the president of Young's Market Company, here talk a little bit about the state of the industry, his sector in particular. Jay, can you let us know what your role is?
So I'm the president of Young's Market Company. We are a wine and spirits distributor. We are really the Western division of the umbrella company of Republic National Distributing Company. And corporately, we are in about 33 states with about 11 to $12 billion in revenue and 12,000 associates across the country.
Very good. And how about you specifically on a day-to-day operation?
I like to call myself the head cook and bottle washer, right? Whatever needs to be done, we kind of roll up our sleeves and do. But generally speaking, I'm in charge of everything from the sales of finance, operations, and obviously we have a lot of very capable and talented people that are doing that day to day. Pretty much everything that goes on within the organization, we've got responsibility for here.
As we know that we're going through the COVID-19 challenges that we have, it's really affected a lot in the hospitality industry, all industries, but specifically hospitality industry. We know the hotel industry is down. Golf seems to be up a little bit. How has it affected the spirits and wine?
About how you would think. So we go to market in what we call channels. And our channels are really, there's two big channels. One is retail. So we have a big sales force that does grocery stores and liquor stores. Then we have another very large sales force that does nothing but hotels and restaurants and bars and nightclubs. And we call that the on-premise. And certainly that's a big, big part of our business. And I'll give you just a feel for how it's affected our business there. Just using one state, California. Prior to COVID-19, we were averaging around 6,500 to 7,000 orders a day in the on-premise environment. Today, we are averaging about 200 orders a day.
Wow.
California. So it's really had I hate to use the word devastating effect, but it's been a devastating effect to the on-premise business, certainly across our footprint. So we're working with all of our restaurateurs and our hotel owners on things that we can do to help them during this time.
Are the liquor stores on premise as well, or is that a different?
No, liquor stores, that'd be retail. So our retail business is very healthy. So when you look at what's going on in grocery stores and liquor stores, that business is healthy. It doesn't make up for everything that we're losing in the on-premise though. Net revenues will be down significantly over the footprint just because on-premise, the restaurants, the bars, it's such a big part of our business.
Right. What is your company doing specifically maybe to mitigate some of the losses that you're having?
So we're working with all of our partners in that on-premise channel, restaurants and hotels, and trying to help them think about how, as they try to stay open, how can they upsell and do some more things in that wine and spirit space. We've also worked collaboratively with them legislatively to try to get some rule changes. Let's say prior to COVID-19, maybe the bars and restaurants weren't allowed to sell it to go. We've worked with them collaboratively to get our legislators to relax those rules so that they can have a to-go business with wine and spirits. And I think that's helped some. And so we're working with them on some of those ideas, some of those concepts.
I know we've had in the hospitality industry other challenges. 9/11 was a big challenge for the lodging resort industry. 09. Is this one completely different than the other challenges that you've been associated with or working with?
Yeah, it is. It's different in the fact that it's like throwing a wet blanket on the entire industry. And I think that the other part that the industry is talking about is what does it look like coming out of this? I'm an optimist. We're going to come out of this and we're going to be in a good place at some point in time. You're already reading articles around, some of the things that healthcare is doing to try to, develop a solution for this. I'm an optimist there. The question the industry is asking is, how long is that going to take? And then when we are able to reopen some of these bars and restaurants and hotels, what it looks like in the short term, the midterm, and the long term. Long term, I think we all have the vision that we'll get back to some sort of new normal. I think in the short term, there's still going to continue to be some challenges. And I think we as an industry have to help our restaurants and our bars and our hotel people think differently around how we're going to go to market with the consumers. How can we protect our customers more? How can we get back in business? And how can we get our people working again?
I, like you, am an optimist. I think that the hospitality sector is one of the first to recover during economic downturns. And, so that's my hope again, especially with the great students that we have. Short term, I think there are going to be significant changes. There have been significant changes. How about long term? Can you think of anything specific long term, let's say a year out or so, that you think is going to change in our industry and yours particular?
Yeah, look, I think, in talking to people in the hospitality industry, they're thinking about ways they can reduce the person-to-person interaction, which is kind of opposite of what we think about in hospitality. Hospitality it's a relationship business. It's a person-to-person business. So there's going to have to be a balance there. I was reading some articles about Four Seasons, moving to electronic check-in, which is it's very un-Four Seasons like. State of Four Seasons, you expect a personal touch. But I think as a consumer, we're going to have to think differently about it also. So, I think, the students as they come out are going to have to be creative and have different thoughts around how can we get it back into business and, be a safer, more efficient model.
Well, I know a lot of our students are a little bit nervous now, as all students in all sectors are nervous. A lot of them still have really good jobs and whatnot that they're waiting on. But do you have any advice for our students as they're nearing graduation or whatnot? Again, I'm an optimist. Some of the other folks in industry that I've spoken to are relying on students, FSU students and other hospitality students, to help the whole country overcome the economic downfall that we have once we're able to start opening. Do you have any words for our students or any advice or thoughts?
Our current reality today is not going to be our current reality tomorrow, right? So we're all in the middle of this today, and we're looking at it, and it's difficult. And I'm with you, Don. I think I'm an optimist. We will get a medical solution for this, and we will be back in business. So I would just tell the students, look, hang in there. Make sure that you're coming out prepared, not only prepared hospitality-wise and business-wise, but prepared to have flexibility in your career and what you want to do and where you're going to go. I think about our business. It may not be the exact business you think about coming out of the hospitality school, going into wine and spirit sales and distribution. But we're certainly a big part of that business. And so as the students are coming out, they should be thinking broader about career paths. The hotel space is an important space and will continue to be. But there's going to be other areas where we can help prepare those students to go to be successful coming out of the Dedman School.
Well, Jay, we really appreciate all that you do for the students at the Dedman School. And for those that don't know, Jay is on our board of directors, and we appreciate your work there. Appreciate your time coming, and stay safe and stay healthy.
You too, Don. And again, I'm an optimist. We'll come out of this, and I think the industry will be even stronger. So I think the work that the Dedman School is doing today will pay off in spades in the future. So good to see you, and stay safe.